right, yes, it's another Saturday, yet another Saturday, yes, to talk sports. Because this is Sport on Wazobia Max, UHF 57. And on DSTV, like you all know, channel 259. My name is Ekuba Namdi, reporting for duty on this lovely, lovely Saturday morning. It's a Saturday for sports, and it's also a Saturday for weddings because, yeah, I look like I'm going for one, yeah. But I'm not alone in the studio. We start from the Afro man, Jude Otigbu, who is my far in front. Jude, good morning to you.
Hi. It's a native Saturday. Yeah, you just said it. Lovely outfit. Yeah, you know.
I did say you had a lovely outfit.
Getting ready to roll. Getting ready to roll this weekend. But notwithstanding, we still have to talk what concerns the world of sports, and that is why we are here, regardless of what we put on. Yes,
regardless of what we put on, it's all about the world of sports and why we are here. But we have a very, very huge philanthropist here. Funny enough, he took off his fila for this one. He's Bola Olajide. You can see him on white. Bola, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be on Sports On. And when you started the show, like 5 different things were making me to laugh. I don't know how to put them in order, but I was having so many things going through my head, and I was like, okay, let me start with the first one. Jude Otigbu, you introduced him and he was waving. That's number one. Then 2, he's hiding something that I cannot say. So he's unstable. Then number 3, I'm like, do you have to let the world know that we are going for a wedding ceremony today?
When you see us like this,
actually,
it's not every day that we are like this.
Like 5 weddings today, but we have to split ourselves. So we just felt, come on, let's do it the African way. Nigeria is playing today, and we are Nigerians. So everybody getting married today, happy married life, and we hope to get there soon.
All right, we hope to get there soon. And for those who have in-laws, those who have in-laws, imagine our producer asking where we are getting married, but we will soon get married. Our in-laws could be watching.
Getting married
right
today,
so.
Actually.
No, the person is getting married.
I'm going to my wedding.
After this. All right, so many things to talk about, from weddings to football. And you name it. We know that it's this Saturday. It's going down, the very, very big one, the huge one that has to do with the World Cup qualifier in Russia. Nigeria taking on Algeria. It's going down at the Nest of Champions in Uyo. And we know that the teams are training, and it's an all-important game because, like I always say, it's always all-important when it has to do with the World Cup. And we are really, really excited and getting ready for that one by 5 p.m. We'll talk about that on the show, and we'll touch on the MPFL. We are seeing different managerial changes here and there. People are going from one place to the other, so it means we are going to get ready for yet another feisty season in the MPFL. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Formula 1 as well, because the Brazilian Grand Prix, rather, it's not tennis, it's Formula 1. Brazilian Grand Prix, where we still have the 2 Mercedes teammates going head-to-head. That's talking about Rosberg and Hamilton, 19 points separate both drivers, and hopefully we get to see something. And also the final tournament in tennis, the ATP World Tour Finals. We know there is a new world number 1, Andy Murray, and we'll look at both groups, the groups for the ATP, and of course the international games going down in CONMEBOL, in Africa, in Europe, you name it. It's going to be going down right here on Spot On Wazobia Max, UHF 57. But before we go straight to the papers, we have to go for this break. And when we come back, we head to the papers and to the stories for the day. We'll be right back. Since we are already in, before we talk about the Super Eagles, just know that you can join on the show. Very simple. We have a tweet on at FatG Official. At FatG Official, you could join us right there via Twitter. Join the conversation there. And as the show goes on, you could also join via the phone lines, because the lines or the numbers would be on your screen, and we could talk about the Super Eagles and every other sporting matter in your head. So let's talk about the Super Eagles. It's really huge, Jude. We've done the job at Ndola. 3 points out of 3. We are trying to go for 6 out of 6, unlike Algerians who drew against Cameroon 1-1, led to the sack of their coach. This is yet another all-important World Cup qualifier for Nigeria.
Yeah, very, very important. And I'm bearing in mind that we haven't attended 2 Nations Cups back-to-back.
Yeah.
I mean, after being defending champions. That just tells the whole story. That just tells how important this game is. And it's really nice to know that we have very youngsters in this Super Eagles squad. Very, very young guys that really can take on any opposition. We've seen the commitment they have, their commitments at club level and they are interpreting it in a national level. Really, really good to see what is going to happen in Uyo. But I'm very confident, very, very confident we can pick up all the 3 points at Uyo. We did the job at Ndola, like you talk, like you said, I beg your pardon. If we get all the 3 points here, we may just be wearing the trouser already. Then wait for Cameroon to try to remove the trouser, which may be very difficult, depending on what Cameroon plays against Zambia. That is a difficult tie for them. But right about now, I think I'm really, really confident with the kind of squad that we have, with the kind of manager that we have. I mean, I think they're playing for the manager, and it's really nice to know that they're playing for the manager.
All right, very nice to know that they're playing for the manager. Now, you could look at the game between Nigeria and Zambia and Ndola, Bola, and you get to see that, yes, we bossed the game in the first 45. In the second 45, it was neither here nor there for us. But the key thing are the players who scored the goals. Iwobi got the goal. Iheanacho got the goal. And the Algerian manager has said that, you know, for you to stop Nigeria, you have to stop the flow of passes getting to these two players. How important are these two players going into this game?
Well, like you said, absolutely crucial for Nigeria, Iwobi and Iheanacho, not just because of the individual talents or the skills or the brilliance. They sure know how to get the best out of themselves in crucial situations. I mean, we know what Iwobi has done already at Arsenal, regular at a club like Arsenal. We also look at Iheanacho, even with the limited starts, he's been able to score as many goals for Manchester City. So they will be very important. But I want us to look beyond Kelechi and Alex. We have so many good players in that team who can make the difference. Ahmed Musa is a good player. He can also win matches. Victor Moses, resurgent. We've seen him at Chelsea, very impressive. Also, Moses Simon, who plays for Ghent in Belgium. And, I mean, from the midfield, we've gotten John Ogu, who has been impressive in Israel. Mikel's experience will be massive. Ogenyo Nazi as well. And I think if Algeria are looking to curb the threat from Iwobi and Iheanacho, they will lose the game because you don't concentrate on individuals in the football match. It's a team effort. And some other players can punish you if you pay attention too much to the two players who got the goals for us against Zambia. I think it will be a very good game. I expect the fans to get behind the team, and I expect a Nigeria win. And I just don't want Nigerians to be too expectant. We are playing one of the very best in Africa, not just the one of the very best. We're playing against the best team in Africa.
Before we head to Africa, let's go to CONMEBOL. Some things happened right there, and it was quite surprising. Let's talk about the big one. Brazil, Argentina. We expected something different. We saw something different from the 7-1 stadium. I call it the 7-1 stadium. It happened to be Brazil beating Argentina 3-0. Messi was definitely on that pitch, but Neymar shone like a million stars. Now, officially, the phone lines are open. You could call in and talk to us, your conversation. We'll listen to everything you have to say, especially when it has to do with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But we had goals from Neymar, but before Neymar, Coutinho got the first goal, Neymar got the second, then Paulinho got the third one, and Argentina were down and out. See Coutinho showing you everything. And this shot from outside is no fluke. I mean, he does this week in, week out.
Every time.
You should give David De Gea kudos for making that save.
David De Gea has been the only goalkeeper to have stopped
Don't stop it.
this kind of shot from Coutinho. And I'm particularly surprised that Argentina didn't even score one in this game. Not only Messi, we have the qualities. We have Gonzalo Higuain. At some point, what's his name? Kun Aguero came in. Di Maria, I mean, and they didn't even score one. They didn't even make any attempt. That was magnificent from the Brazilians. They knew this stadium, what happened. I mean, they thought of the 7-1 that Germany meted out on them at the World Cup. I mean, it's still with them, and they have promised that stadium, they will not desecrate it anymore. They have done that quite well. Very easy win for them. Rather easy. Rather too easy for a derby. Against Argentina, it's always tight. It's always rough. It's always almost deadly. But this one was just a stroll in the park for them. Just look at the way they are penetrating the Argentine defense, where you have Otamendi's and Finesse Morris's and all that. And they found it just easy walking, even missing chances and laughing when they are missing chances. That tells you the story of the game.
It was too easy for Brazil in that game. I couldn't see it live, and I had to go through the highlights and some of the key moments in that game. Brazil could have scored up to 8 goals in that game. They decided to keep it slow, and they just bided their time and just made sure it was a professional performance. But I'm a bit surprised with the way things went for Argentina. I mean, they had to beg Messi to come out of retirement. They had Angel Di Maria on the pitch, and they just couldn't get going. I mean, there's a problem in the team, no doubt. And above all, they may not play at the World Cup. Where they are at the moment is
Sixth
not
on the table.
good. Sixth on the table. And they have to make it back into the fifth position to go into the playoffs. So it's tough times for Argentina. Why they didn't turn up against Brazil, I do not know.
I think we have a call. You said, Maurice, from Katsina. Oh, really? From Katsina? Hi. Moise.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Moise.
I just want to comment on the Super Eagles.
All right.
Go ahead.
Make your point.
Oh, that was the story of the name. Well, anyhow, the Super Eagles, my prediction is 2-1.
2-1.
Yes,
For or against the Super Eagles?
against the Super Eagles.
Again?
Against the Super Eagles,
Yes,
you said they are going to defeat us.
yes.
Are you a Nigerian?
It's good.
Of course.
No, I see the name Mohis and I say,
We have to know.
Are you an Nigerian living in Nigeria?
It's N-U-I-Z.
oh, Muiz.
Okay, Muiz, okay.
It sounds Algerian.
You
Are
sound
you sure?
Nigerian. Are you
It
sure
sounds
you're
like
not Nigerian?
Algerian.
Who will deport you?
But we appreciate
We
your
appreciate your
call.
call. Thank you very much for calling.
you very much.
Thank you very much for always watching. It's nice to know that Algeria, sorry, he's a Nigerian. Nigerians watch the show. Watch the show. We know yesterday some games in Europe went down. France beat Sweden 2-1. San Marino lost 8-0 to Germany. Armenia and Montenegro. It was Armenia winning that one 3-2. Denmark and Kazakhstan 2-1 in favor of Denmark. And Romania, Poland. It was a 3-0 in favor of Poland. Lewandowski getting the brace in that game. England and Scotland, the poppy teams. It was 3-0 in favor of England. Expectedly, like Bola just said, Sturridge was part of the goals. Lallana and Cahill all getting in the goals, and Slovakia beating Lithuania there. So it's all about the World Cup. This is the national team weekend. Most people say they don't really enjoy it, but you have to enjoy it this weekend because the Super Eagles of Nigeria will take on Algeria. Yet again, I'm urging every fan, if you are in Uyo, wherever you are, even if you're going to watch it via your TV sets, just
Go to the stadium and support.
keep watching, support the team.
The stadium is big enough, 30,000 capacity.
Exactly. So I'll repeat, 500 naira for you to go in, VIP 1,000 naira. So we need to go in, but we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go.
Bola.
I mean, I can't live without my cap. It's time to hit the wedding ceremony.
Yes, the weddings are here,
It's been a
Jude.
pleasure.
Yeah, and he's all of a sudden taller
Do I leave
than...
it like this or
Taller
should
than-
I
No, take it up, take it up.
Okay, it's better that
Yeah,
way. Okay.
yeah.
See you at the wedding.
Jude, it was nice having you
Yeah,
on the show.
nice to be here as well.
All right, so next thing we would be, obviously, Femi and the gang will be